Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona in white gold with a black diamond dial reference 126519LN new release. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history, then talk to you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other Daytonas, then talk to you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, and finally give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. The Daytona is arguably Rolex's most prestigious sports line. Yes, that's right. Rolex has two lines. One is dress and one is sports. The dress is the Datejust line, and the sports has many different sports line. The Daytona, the Submariner, the Sea Dweller, the Explorer, Yachtmaster, etc. But the Daytona is arguably, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, the most prestigious of their sports line. Now they make the Daytona. The history is that Rolex wanted to make a racing watch, or a watch that is tied to racing, car racing that is, and they wanted to make it actually even specifically for the American market, as in they wanted to target the American audience. Now, if they had called it F1 or something like Le Mans, it might not have been known to the American market, because the Americans are running the Daytona race. So Rolex wisely named their watch after a race in America, the Daytona race. So there you have it. That's how it began. And why is this watch a racing watch, or it has racing heritage? Because it can calculate elapsed time. That means how much time has passed. And you can also calculate the miles or kilometers per hour that a car is moving at using this bezel system. So therefore, it makes sense that this watch would be a racing watch, or you can calculate elapsed time of how long it takes for a car to go around the race circuit. So there you have it. That's why it's called that. Okay, that's the Daytona. Now let's talk about where this watch stands in the lineup of all. Oh yeah, by the way, this watch has been out for a very long time, like 50 years or something. And they made many different variations. It's always been a chronograph. It's always been 40 millimeters, and it always have had this same basic look and shape, but it has evolved over time. Before, it had a metal bracelet, then it had with different materials, gold, etc. And recently, as in the last 10 years, they put it on this Oysterflex to give it a very sporty look to it. Okay, so that's the history. Now let's move on to where this watch stands in the lineup of other Daytonas. Now, as I told you, where this Daytona stands in the lineup with respect to other sports watches, I say it's at the very top. Why? Because Rolex puts their most prestigious metal, which is platinum, only on one sports watch, and that's the Daytona. They didn't put it on the Submariner or any of those other ones, Yachtmasters, etc. Why? Because they reserve their most precious material for their most precious watch. And in fact, not only did they put the Daytona in platinum, they also did one other special characteristic of an open caseback. The first time, in fact, that Rolex has exposed their caseback and allowed customers, to view the caseback through an exhibition caseback, and they did it on their most prestigious line using their most prestigious material. So Rolex is going to do that for the watch that they view as their most prestigious, which is why I say that the Daytona is the most prestigious line. Okay, as such, they make the Daytona in many, many different colors, variations, bracelets, materials. The material, they make it in rose, yellow, white, steel, and steel and white gold, steel and yellow gold. They literally make it in every variation. The only variation they don't make it in is steel and rose gold, which I bet you they'll start making that pretty soon. And then they make it in almost every variation. They make it on the bracelet. They make it with a Oyster bracelet and Oysterflex bracelet, which is basically rubber. And they also make different bezel combinations ceramic bezel, non-ceramic bezel. They even make on their special sort of special edition, if you will, or the off catalog Daytonas, they make the bezels with diamonds and other special things like the rainbow Daytona, etc. Okay, so basically, where does this watch stand? Well, this is the Oysterflex on a white gold. So to me, this is a much more sporty watch. It's not very flashy except for the diamond dial, but the watch itself doesn't attract a lot of attention because it's not in a yellow or rose gold material, and it doesn't have a gold bracelet. It's on a rubber bracelet, so it's a much more subdued and more not flashy watch, which in some situations can be better, and actually probably most situations. You don't always want to draw attention to yourself, even though you are wearing a precious metal Rolex that is upwards of $30,000, $40,000. Okay, at any rate, that's where this watch stands in the lineup. Now let's go ahead and talk about the case. The case is 40 millimeters. Rolex is probably never going to change. I mark my words. The size of the Daytona, it's been 40. It always stay 40. I don't see that changing. Some people have complained it's too big, but I don't agree. The watch has racing heritage, so therefore it has to have this streamlined look. And the Daytona and the Yachtmaster, both of which are sporting watches, are racing watches, both have this oyster case. And the reason is because it has these sloped edges. If you compare and contrast that with a Submariner, which is not a racing watch or has racing lineage to it, it does not have these sloped edges. So there you have it. And it also makes the watch look and feel more streamlined on your wrist. And you'll see that when I try it on in a little bit. Okay. Now that's the case, and it's made of white gold. Now you might be wondering, well, it looks just like steel. Why don't I buy the same thing in steel? Well, the thing is they don't make this watch in steel. So they make it, but it has a steel bracelet. It doesn't have this Oysterflex bracelet. Okay, although I just thought of this, you could actually buy a steel one and then buy an aftermarket strap to it, or even a factory strap to it, and then put it on. But you would need the buckle, which you cannot buy, so you'd have to use the aftermarket buckle. So that would be a problem. But anyways, you could do that if you want. Okay, now let's talk about the bezel. Now this is the new reference, so the case has stayed the same from the old reference, but the new reference has, which is what you're looking at here, has a different bezel. The bezel is still using a black monochrome Cerachrome bezel, which is monoblock Cerachrome bezel, which is basically a ceramic bezel, but the difference is that the bezel holder, the part that holds the insert, is in the same material as the rest of the watch, which in this case is white gold. Before, they actually made the entire bezel, including the holder, black ceramic, which actually did not look that great in my opinion because it made the bezel look too fat. Now they made the bezel as an insert, which is what it should be, and then you have the bezel holder, which is in white gold, and now it looks much more streamlined. It makes the bezel look thinner. Okay, so that is the bezel, and it's also scratch proof and almost break proof because ceramic is a very hard material. Okay, let's move on to the dial here. Now, Rolex is giving you 3 options for the dial as of 23. I'm sure they're going to make more dial configurations as time goes on, but as it's a new release, you either get silver, or they call it steel, or black with diamonds was what you see here with it, and it has this silver subdial. Now they used to make another black dial. I didn't find it particularly nice because it didn't have these silver subdials. That's the difference in the new version. Okay, and you'll also notice that well, I was going to say you can notice that the hour markers were different, but the hour markers here are diamonds, so that's not different. But the subdials are thinner now than they were before. On the older versions, the subdials are these 3 little small dials here. They used to be very fat and kind of clumsy looking, to be honest. Now they look thinner and more streamlined. So that is a big difference. And you get this cool red Daytona word right here. Okay. All right, so that's the dial. Let's move on to the strap. The strap has not changed. It's still a rubber strap. It has actually, interestingly, I believe that Rolex makes the best rubber strap in the game, exceeding that of Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet. Why do I say that? Well, because on their rubber straps, they use, number one, the best rubber that you can get, which is the same as those other brands I just mentioned. But in the Rolex Oysterflex, they put a metal, there's metal in the strap, in the inside, inside the rubber. And what that metal does is allows it to stay and keep the same shape so that it doesn't lose its shape. Okay, but then you cover it with this rubber, which allows the watch to be comfortable, to be very sporty. And they also did one step further, is they put these air vents or gills to allow the rubber to sit above your wrist a little bit, so it doesn't, so that your sweat doesn't make it, sticky and nasty. So they do that, and it's a very smart idea. And in fact, the only other watch, I think only other brand that does something similar is Richard Mille, where they put the air vents, which is also a very smart idea. So either I think you should put air vents to make the rubber more breathable, which Richard Mille does a great job of, or you put this vent underneath. So both of those are good solutions. So AP and Patek, they gotta figure out something to do for that. Okay, all right. Anyways, that is the strap, and the movement is an upgrade from before. The old movement was a 4130. This is a 4131 movement. It looks nicer. It is nicer. It has a longer power reserve of 72 hours, and it's more precise. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this watch on my wrist. As you can see, it looks very beautiful on my wrist. It would look just as beautiful on your wrist. I am 6 foot tall with a 7.5 inch wrist, and I weigh 200 pounds. So if you look at it, do you think it looks too small? I don't think it looks too small. In fact, I think it looks fantastic. So I would not say that it is a watch that needs to grow in size. I think you need to accept the Daytona for the size that it is, which is a great size, or you need to change to another watch. But anyways, I think this is a fantastic watch. I'm actually a huge fan of the Daytona. In fact, it's my favorite Rolex, and there's many different configurations. So what I can say good about this configuration is, one, the diamonds elevate the watch and give it a very prestigious and luxurious look to it, while the white gold dims it down a bit and doesn't make it so flashy. So on just a regular index dial, the watch can almost kind of fall flat a little bit, but with the diamonds, it really shows that this is a very luxurious watch still, but not a flashy watch. Okay, so if you'd like to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.